Okay, so I guess we are on. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of High Talks. This time we are here to talk about unlocking innovation without systems, and we have our amazing guests with us. We have Ricardo Pons with us. He is the regional vice president of Southern Europe at OutSystems. And we also have our familiar face, Andrea Amaral, the managing director here at High Interactive. And today we have a lot of topics to talk about. But before we start, let me say hi to our guests. Hi, Ricardo. Hi, Andre. How
Hello.
are
Hello, João. Hello,
Hello, very
Ricardo.
well. Thanks.
you?
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess you are both excited to start this conversation. And I'm sure that the ones at home are also excited to start this conversation about unlocking innovation with our systems, talking about AI, user experience, and a lot of topics we have here to cover today. So, yeah, with that said, as I always do, please be sure to drop us a like, follow our YouTube channel. We would appreciate that. We have plenty more content like this prepared for you in the coming future. We have another session of iTalks coming up for you really, really, really soon. So stay tuned for that. You will get to know all about it on our social medias. If you follow them, you have them on the description of this video. You can follow all of them, and we would also appreciate that. That said, before Andre and Ricardo start with this conversation, let me ask you, if you have any type of question during this conversation, this high talk, please be sure to drop it on the live chat. We will answer it at the end of this event. And if you are watching this on demand, we will not get mad that you are late to the party, but you can drop the questions on the comment section of this video, and we will answer them when we see it. And yeah, with that said, Ricardo and Andre, let's get this on. Let's rock and roll.
Thanks, João.
João, thanks for the introduction. Ricardo, it's a pleasure to have you here. I'm sure that our topics are very interesting and you have a lot of amazing insights. Well, maybe I can start by the first question is, everyone now talks about AI and how is bringing innovation to software development. So my first question is more like to know your opinion about how does OutSystems use AI to help business innovate faster and reduce time to market?
Okay,
it's a good starting point, okay? So
thanks, Andres. Thanks, João, for inviting me first and foremost. This, for me, is something completely new. So it's a pleasure to be here, try to provide some my personal views. This is my personal view, and first and foremost, for the people that are out there listening to this, I'm no expert in AI, I'm no expert in software development. So please bear with me. I will just be providing my own views, and it was a pleasure preparing this, because at the end of the day, it made me think a lot about what I've been my past experience with OutSystems, what I see happening with the customers that we help, with our partners. So it gave me a lot of food for thought. So not being an expert in either AI or software development, it provided me lots of food for thought that I hope that is useful for you. So you are asking what everyone is asking, how AI and software development and all of that. So let me, I don't know who is in the call and if people know OutSystems, so I will answer the call, the question. But let me try to introduce a little OutSystems as per how I see it.
Okay.
And how I see OutSystems is a company that is helping business to adapt fast to change. And this, foremost, it's been the entire life of OutSystems. Why do I say that I feel that we are in the business of helping companies adapt fast to change? Because business right now, in fact, that has been for a long time, every business is a digital business, an IT business. So if any company wants to differentiate, if any company needs to be successful, it's completely dependent on the capabilities to innovate from their IT and the applications that they are able to support their business. Of course, there are lots of other situations, and above all, and first and foremost, the people, the resources, the people that really know the business, that the managers, from the VPs, the executives to everyone, are fundamental. But without proper IT, without proper and embracing embracing the new changes that the IT is bringing, it is impossible for any company to adapt to change. And in preparing for this sort of company, OutSystems is over 20 years old, and during this time, we see that the companies needed to adapt a lot of their business processes in order to embrace the new technology. Now, I got a list just for the sake. I'm as old as when I started working. There was no internet, okay? Or at least I didn't use it, and I didn't have an email. But I don't want to go that far, okay? Let's stick for the past 20 years. And for the past 20 years, we saw a full-blown expansion of the usage of internet everywhere.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi at homes, in the coffees, in the train, in the airports, and social media, companies making business over Facebook, Twitters, YouTubes, and this tool that I don't know what we have in front of us. The mobile appears in the last 20 years. iPhone that enabled companies to start doing mobile banking, retailers doing retail shops. Then we have the cloud, and we have a cloud storage in the iPhones that companies ended up buying servers and started renting. We had the AI, we had the big data and analytics, we had the data that scandals of data that went out, privacy information that went out. And we have the AI being used to clearly identify their habits, their habits are, what is the next best offer that I should be proposing to Andrea or to João in their lifetime. And 5G, edge computing, IoT, all of this happened in the last 20 years, and companies needed to adapt to it. And they needed to, with all of this technology, they needed to embrace, because they were able to now get new ways of the sources of revenue, new risks that appeared, security concerns, all of that had to, the companies needed to adapt in order to be successful. Yeah. The ones that adapted it were successful. The ones that don't, we saw blockbusters and others fail. Yeah. So why am I saying that OutSystems is in the business of helping companies to adapt fast to change? Because throughout these 20 years, companies look up to OutSystems to simplify some of this complexity that existed before, and enabling them, for instance, to have a mobile banking, enabling them to adopt cloud, and moving their on-premises systems to the cloud. So this has been our let's say our life. But now we have AI. And AI at the end of the day, and AI and Gen AI, it seemed to be that this is the ultimate revolution. This is the ultimate technology breakthrough. And it won't, because in 1 month or 2 months or 1 year, you will see something completely different that no one at this moment in time is aware that it will happen, and it will. It will. But so, because we are talking about AI, how is AI, how are we helping companies adapting fast their business to change? By incorporating AI, and we are investing in AI for a long time. And I would say that there are 3 fundamental ways of that companies, that we are using AI for our companies to use. Basically, first and foremost, something that we have been doing for quite some time, having AI assisting the development. So the developer having guidelines in terms of what should, like having a co-pilot, a mentor with him, to helping him along the way, along the development journey, suggesting new things, auto-completing some of the logic that they are implementing, having some recommendations of best practices. Then at the same time, avoiding the technical debt. One of the huge pains of the existing companies is the huge legacy of applications that they have, technical debt that is preventing them to evolve. So without systems, because we are addressing what is business critical, the companies, we are using AI to assist the companies to realize and analyze the entire landscape of applications that they do, if they follow the best practices, if there are security concerns around it, if there are performance bottlenecks, if they are scalable. And last but not least, which is probably the one that provides the wow effect, that everyone is like, wow, that is great, but it's just like a cherry on top of the cake, is that kind of having the generative AI for app generation. So that ultimate goal of the mantra of everyone that would like to go and describe in plain natural language, please develop me this platform like this and that. And all of a sudden it pops up inside the platform. So yes, existing natural language where people describe what they are doing, what they want to do, and what the application they want, and the platform building full stack from the front end to the model, to data model, and to the process, an initial MVP. So this is a fantastic way of developing the initial MVPs, because it's very fast, very good for business and IT to speak together. And because it's inside the platform, it allows then it ensures first and foremost that best practices are there, and the no code is spread around, that no one really knows what it is there for, and then the developer can use again the OutSystems, picking up that initial platform, initial application, and continue to develop the same old way, let's say, that OutSystems has been doing. So in a nutshell, without being too technical on this, I think that's the three main areas. And of course, we are not stopping there. Okay, we are helping companies to generate their own and use their own Gen AI ways models, and over time we will see more and more things about the agents AIs being incorporated, and companies continue to evolve on this. And once there is a new technology trend, OutSystems will be there to understand how we can better incorporate, facilitate business of our customers.
Yeah, yes, I
It
think
makes sense for you what I'm saying.
yeah. It's very curious because you have mentioned a lot of new technologies and up levels of some of them. And now, of course, AI it's another one. And one of the things that we notice, and probably you also has noticed with OutSystems customer, is the IT now has a new role. Now it has concerns about productivity, reducing complexity, how can create competitive advantage
Mm-hmm.
their business. And one of the things that you also said was now you have Mentor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Mentor, it's one amazing tool that OutSystems is now helping the companies to enhance all these variables that are music for the IT.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your opinion, Ricardo? Do you think it's going to be another shift, or just this upgrade that OutSystems is helping us to have to their customers?
So let me put it this way, so that answering the question with a question. So imagine what it is, the business impact of something that before was done in months in OutSystems, and by the way, using OutSystems was already much faster than doing anything anywhere else. So imagine that instead of the months that it took it, you are able to shrink the development cycle to weeks and days. So this is the kind of leapfrog that Mentor is bringing to the table. Shorten the sales cycle in a way that it is clearly unbelievable, and we don't really know what we will be able to do in the future. But right now, so what I was saying before in terms of what we are doing with AI, so having assisted development, the technical debt prevention, and the generative AI to applications, or using natural language to develop the initial applications. So that by itself, it's a huge enhancement in productivity.
Okay.
And at the same time, you see that there are other impacts that we don't even grasp at this moment, because you will be able to put into the teams people that even with less knowledge, they will be guided along the way, because there will be an AI that is supporting the developers along the way. So the acceleration of onboarding of new talent into the organizations, it is massive. Then, because we are using AI in terms of all that analysis of the architecture, in terms of the performance, scalability, the risk and security, which is massive.
Yeah.
Because AI is fantastic, but what are we putting inside our organization that we cannot control? So without systems, you are able to control that. So the complexity that comes from developing new apps much faster. The amount of new applications that you are able to put, it will have a clear tendency to make it extremely complex for any organization to grasp, to manage. Without systems, because the platform in itself has the capability to monitor the performance, the best practices that are being followed, the security and the scalability, any bottleneck of the entire landscape of applications that the company has, the huge complexity that we are able to reduce, it's really amazing. So that, for the promise that I was saying before, in terms of that we are in the business of helping customers to adapt fast to change, is fundamental. Because if we are with AI increasing the complexity, adapting fast to change in the future, it's a mess.
Yeah.
But if we are able to make the business create fast applications, but at the same time, in a controlled way and in a way that it is secure and everyone understands what it is there, it's fantastic for the future in terms of maintainability. Okay. So we are not creating, just because we are using AI, technical debt that we cannot control. We are using it, but in a strong, controlled way. That's my view. Again, I'm not a technician. This is something that I see from realizing, from talking to customers. So the speed to market, the time to adapt to change in the future, the way that we are augmented the talent, the capability of the people, and because this is a platform for the enterprise, the capability to scale, I think it's fantastic. You don't forget that Mentor and is in the platform. So when I'm saying that people describe, for example, in natural language the type of application, is not something done outside. It's following the best practices in a controlled environment.
Yeah.
That then the developer can pick up and develop from there. So this is how I see it. I don't know if you that know much better about systems than I do, because you work with it, if you see it like that or not. But this is how I see it.
Yeah. One of the, you said a lot of things, and some of them are music to our ears, like time to market, reduce complexity, scalability. I know that one of the things that you are doing in the last months is doing a roadshow by explaining and showing and saying how customers can use OutSystems. Can you share, or how do you think the companies, imagine that a company is thinking on having OutSystems, how do you think they should considering OutSystems as a local platform to to help on their transformation journey. I think it's one of the things that most companies try to understand, and what should be the next step for them.
Okay, so let me put it this way. We created because you said there's something, and I need to revert to something before what I wanted to say. So you said low code, and again, this is being recorded. This is live. I don't know. Let's see what people think about this. So we created low code. So OutSystems was the first one together with an analysis from Forest, I think, at the time. For a long time, we were doing something. No one really understood what we were doing. And then there was a moment in time where the first, I think, created the word low code to represent what we do. And the effect of the matter is that then the word spread, and lots of companies, lots of people are saying that they do low code, no code, blah, blah, blah. We create low code, we do low code, but we do much more than that, because the word low code sometimes is referred to people that, okay, we need the tool to develop an application. Let's use low code. That's not, we do that. But coming back to your question, what people should be considering, we do much more than that. So what people should think of when they look at us, we are a full stack platform that enables companies to drive business change fast. What do I mean by this? A full stack platform is as much as I can to go into detail in technicalities, is the capability that without systems, you are handling from the user experience, the UI interface, to the business logic, to the data models, to the actual integration in one platform. By the way, powered by the AI, as I was mentioning before. But when I'm saying that we are enabling business to drive significant business change and being very agile and fast, it goes beyond just building apps. It goes to what I was saying before as well, but not only. The capability to manage the performance, to understand the best practices are there, to address the security concerns that exist, and now even more with AI. And we are addressing a platform that can scale. But it's not only that as well. When you are looking at OutSystems, you need to consider that. When you are, the reason why I'm saying that driving real business impact, that for my view, and this is very personal, it can only happen when business and IT are completely aligned, or at least very aligned.
Yeah.
It's not that situation of the guys in business saying, okay, the IT is always saying no, and I cannot do anything. And the guys in the IT saying, okay, these guys in business keep changing their requirements. They never know what they want. I cannot support them. And these kind of barriers, the walls that exists between business and IT cannot, well, this is me, I'm not an analyst from Gartner or whatever, but this is my view. How can I be saying this? The companies to succeed, to drive business innovation fast, or to drive real business impact fast, they need to have the teams aligned.
Yeah.
Business and IT should be aligned. OutSystems is perfect for that. And this is something that I've seen. I've seen customers, teams collaborating together on top of the platform, business and IT speaking together the same language, and because we are very fast delivering the results, the IT can immediately come back to business. Well, is this what you want? You don't want this? and not wait for I don't know how many weeks before coming back. So it is really a facilitator to break the borders between business and IT. And for me, this is fundamental. So anyone that is considering OutSystems should okay. We build apps, yeah. But we build apps that have a significant business impact. And for significant business impact, it has to be full stack. It has to have the capability to manage the performance, the governance, the performance, the scalability, the security, and break the walls that exist between business and IT.
Can you share an example? For example, when did you assist it, or did you watch the impact that it had in their business?
Yeah, we have tons and tons and tons of use cases in all industries. It's incredible. In the same industry, not by industries, banking, insurance, retail, healthcare, so you name it all. So use cases everywhere, and inside banks we see banks that are using OutSystems in one way and the others that are using it in a completely different way. So it's very difficult to identify one or two. But what I can say, and you can say several ones that you will have available in our website. But what I see that my personal view again of the ones that were really impactful in the beginning, because there are different stages of when the companies use OutSystems. They stopped by trying it in the beginning, they adopting, they have a journey, then they created big competency centers and they scale it to develop applications everywhere. But I see that there are the ones that have been more successful, I would say, are the ones that are able to identify first what it is, what they need to do that has that business impact, and starting by something that has a clear business impact. And once they do, and because typically the projects, if people are very open in the selling process when understanding what they need to do, typically the projects are successful. There is immediately something else that the decision makers on the customer side needs to think of is the first application, or first or two, whatever, initial applications that have a business impact, and immediately think of if when this has an impact, when this is successful, what will be the implications around the company? Because it will, if this is successful, it will impact people, processes, and systems inside the organization. So immediately, the success cases are typically from people, again, my view, that identify this initial use case and have an immediately view of the applications in the surroundings, and create immediately also a roadmap to address those points. Because I give you examples of customers that start to innovate and creating mobile applications to serve their customers fast, and then they have a legacy system that is not providing enough. The user experience gets broken because I have a fantastic application, but then the backend is not able to support it. So people need to think of that we are in the business of providing change, providing value to the business and to the customers. So it's not just an app. If we do this well, we need to address the implications around, and we need to address it. And because OutSystems, it's easy. It's typically, we don't need to do everything, of course, and we don't. It's once we do some changes in some part of the organization and understanding the impacts that it has on the rest, and they immediately start addressing it, because it's a roller coaster. It's not a roller coaster; it's a rolling ball. It will grow, and but it's never inevitable. You know,
Yeah.
we need to address it, otherwise we die.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. One of the things that we are watching, and some of the we are helping our customers on helping on their legacy systems. It's one of the things that you already mentioned previously, and of course, you said that, and also OutSystems has made a lot of research about legacy systems and the problems that the business is having to introduce new features, new solutions, and sometimes everything is everyone is happy, everyone has a good idea, but something is missing. So, how do you think? Just one more question about the platform, then I will shift to the customer experience, the user experience. How do you think OutSystems can help? Because this is definitely one of the biggest challenge that business is suffering is the legacy systems, and that
Mhm.
it's a budget consuming that we are seeing and still seeing
Yeah.
for those that they need something to change quickly to
Mhm.
keep the competitive advantage.
It has always been like that. And I was just saying, one of the biggest problems companies have when they start innovating at the front is then at the back the legacy is not supporting. So, but there is a reason for that, because first and foremost it's complex and it is risky. Some of the times, because if it was not legacy. You
Yeah,
know, if it was easy to change, okay, let's do it. That's fine. Let's move it away. But the point is that why is this complex? Because typically it's embedded into the processes of the business, which are sometimes difficult to change, and if we don't want to disrupt the operations, we don't, and it's a risk situation to address and change these legacy systems. So there are real reasons for why people avoid it. Then there are the lack of resources. Sometimes we have situations where no one knows what the system, how the system operates. It's there. It's like a black box. We just need to ensure that machine is working and pray that it doesn't broke. But even if it's not those critical cases, there are others with the technologies that are outdated, that the people are scarce, and it's difficult to find the skilled people. And then, of course, these are typically projects, I think you mentioned that are extremely costly.
yeah,
They're very expensive. They have long timelines of implementation, and guess what? Typically, they go over budget and over time. So everyone is stepping away from spending money that at the end of the day may not even be able to control it. That is very significant. And then, of course, there are other situations, systems that are almost impossible to integrate with. They are very closed. And there is one that is very natural for people. It's the resistance to change,
yeah,
because from one part of the business we need to change it, because otherwise you cannot innovate, you cannot provide better service to our customer, to our business partners. But from the other side, the application is doing what it's supposed to do.
yeah,
It's good enough. Why change? So there is there is this struggle. So our systems address these challenges, and we do it always. We are always addressing it, and why companies look for our systems for that. Coming back to what I was saying in the beginning, we are a platform that enables business to adapt fast to change, because we are full stack, from the user experience to the actual integration. We are a platform for enterprise that is able to scale, that addresses the security concerns, the performance concerns, and that have a way to manage if the best practices are being followed. And we are a platform that is an enabler to drop the borders between business and IT. My view again, these are fundamental topics for anyone to address a modernization of their legacy. It needs to have from user experience to actual integration, full stack. It has to be performance, scalable, and then we have to control every risk. And we need to, even more in these situations where sometimes we don't fully understand the requisites of the platform that lies behind. Business and IT needs to collaborate. And by the way, we do this very fast. And now with AI, we do it even faster. So the long timelines of changing legacy that was almost kind of impossible. No way. We see that being tackled much faster with OutSystems, and sometimes it's becoming like an excuse not to change than anything else, because with our partners out there, I'm sure that we'll be able to provide good answers to any customer, to any company that wants to address change into their legacy system. It's complex, of course, but it's not impossible at this moment.
Yeah, I agree. Picking up,
Because if you don't, I don't want to. I didn't want to go into a debate here with you because I will not be able to answer it better.
No. I definitely agree with you, of course. I just put one more variable because, well, you know that we like a lot of everything that that has a good user experience, and with I think since the pandemic that becomes much more aware, and now it's definitely a hot topic, especially now that we have also accessibility rules that are going to be for everyone, well, at least in Europe. But one of the things that I think OutSystems is also very good is not just because it's and it's perfectly normal to start, for example, an internal application, but I think OutSystems can be more, for example, for customer face application or even for core systems. But how do you think OutSystems can enhance user experience, for example, to get more tangible business results, like other variables like revenue growth, efficiency, or customer satisfaction? Because sometimes it's very for some customers see OutSystems as an internal application, but it's not. OutSystems one is ranked in 22nd on the G2 best software list for development products, so it's more than that.
Yeah.
So it can bring a lot of value to the equation.
Yeah, and I again, no expert in user experience. You teach me a lot about user experience, but I tell you, so the recognition of G2, it's fantastic. Okay, having OutSystems being recognized in G2 or in Gartner or in Forest is really amazing, because you have, I don't know, countless vendors that could be there, and we were selected first. Then, because it was, I saw it more, and it's not just a question of, I think 98% of the people that answered provided us with 4 and 5 stars, and we got countless of recognitions for specific stuff around this. But I think, first and foremost, this reflects something that we constantly see in the market, that I personally see in the market. And if you go into the use cases that we see, it's clearly reflected. And I know that you like what I hope that you like what I'm going to say, because there is a clear correlation between user experience and business benefits.
Yeah.
And I got just out of curiosity, I was studying because I'm not very sensible to this. I'm not, I need to confess. But I was looking at our use cases and I got a few that are clear. So we had one retailer that redeveloped their customer facing app to facilitate the user experience to have a better, faster checkout flow. In the 3 initial months, the conversion rate jumped by over 30%. So a clear indication that the user experience of their end users facilitated the entire process. We had another one for internal users that does, let's call it.
Ricardo, I'm gonna quote you. I'm gonna quote you in future sales, okay?
No, yeah, of course, but this is available. I'm not guessing.
I know.
Logistics sector. We had another one, a logistics sector, employee experience. In the employee experience, we had a customer that completely redesigned the previous employee experience for specific actions. I believe if they had to go into several systems, and for a specific action, they had to click on between 10 and 15 times in different places. So they completely redesigned the experience, and so in just one page, two to three actions, it was done. So for every action the employee did around that topic, which by the way I don't know what it was, they saw an increase in 40% in terms of actual productivity in time spent from the employee. So again, user experience have a clear business benefit. And we have others, companies that have developed mobile applications, and one that they develop considering the user experience, the stars and the marketplace increase. So the good point with OutSystems is that UX is not something outside the platform. I said it in the beginning. We are full stack. So when the people are able to develop on top of OutSystems everything from the UI, the business processes, or the processes that support the experience of the user, to the flow of the data and integrations and all of that. So, and at the same time, while we are that, we see at the same time that the customers have an immediate business impact when they address the user experience as well into the actual development of the platform. So it's a no-brainer. So at the end, it really makes sense for G2 to identify OutSystems as a leader in this situation, because from one end, with the platform does in an integrated way the development of all the applications together with the user experience, and from the other way, we see a clear linkage between business benefit and addressing any change considering the user experience.
Yeah.
It's my view.
Okay.
No,
Ricardo,
long time. I don't have a clue.
I would love to keep doing questions and talking with you, but we have one more final question.
Okay.
Okay. We spoke a lot of things about the capacity and how powerful OutSystems can be to help the customers. We talk also about AI, user experience. So, what do you think, in your opinion, of course, with AI and automation evolving rapidly, where do you see low code heading in the next 3 to 5 years, and what should business do right now to stay ahead in this AI-driven era of development and user experience? I promise I will do no more questions, and then I will pass to João.
I'll try to be fast because now I realize I speak too much. No, that's the perfect question for someone that is not an expert in AI and in software development, thinking of what will be the future in 3 to 5 years. But I have an answer for that. So, I told you in the beginning, and I told you throughout the call, AI without systems is here already. So in that sense, the future is now. It exists, and it can be. People are working on that now. So what will happen in 3 to 5 years? Really, I don't know. There is one thing that I know that will happen, because I don't know what will happen tomorrow in 1 hour or in 1 second. Yesterday we were in complete blackout
Yeah.
in Portugal, so we don't know. Imagine that this stays for long. So if, and that for me it's clear, if nothing catastrophic happens, like having a blackout for years, okay, if nothing catastrophic will happen, I'm sure that in 3 years' time or 4 years' time, whatever, the change that will be happening at that moment will be much higher than what exists right now.
Yeah.
That's clear. So 20 years ago, no mobile, no, and then we have smartphones, and then, oh wow, we can do business with smartphones. And we thought revolution. And now we have AI. Now this is the revolution. In 3 years' time, something will happen that we don't anticipate. So again, coming back to my topics, my view of everything, and that's what OutSystems is here for. Helping customers to adapt fast to change is paramount relevance. So if I can be bold enough to provide some recommendations, this is crazy that I'm doing this. So the point number one for me, think about beyond experimentation. Start doing it now. Using AI, we are talking about AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are talking about AI. Stop doing pilots, start doing actual projects. But don't think about doing AI just for the sake of doing AI. Think, why am I doing this? Why is it in for the business? Prioritize agility over perfection. Agility. And nowadays, the speed that you can develop something is so fast that we will always win against long-term roadmaps. Try it and do it now. Again, because this for me it's critical, bring business and IT together. Create teams that understand business, teams that understand IT, and teams that understand AI. Modernize what's holding you back. There is no excuse, I think. Who am I to say this? No excuse to still have legacy as an excuse not to move ahead. And just the final remark that I give a lot of thought about this, because I'm completely in this environment. This is the first time that I'm doing something like this. And I forced myself to do this because I need to adapt to change. And let's see if I have that superpower. So if there is one sentence all of this that people can take out, is make adaptability your superpower. Make adaptability your superpower. Any company needs to think of our superpower needs to be adaptable, because the world that we are living in, the fast change of everything that will happen, the only way that you are able to address it is if you are able to adapt faster than surroundings. So making adaptability your superpower, I think it's a powerful model that I'm trying to bring myself here in this moment. You.
Okay. Ricardo, it was amazing. Great insights.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let me just say that you were talking about yesterday's blackout, but I'm sure today you'll light up everyone's life with this insightful conversation. So
Thanks.
me from the viewer perspective, it really brought me really cool insights from the both of you, and I'm pretty sure everyone at home really got to know how to unlock innovation with OutSystems. Not only knowing how OutSystems can accelerate business transformation and how AI power development is a game changer in today's industry, and also the impact of user experience in business growth, and also right, you were talking about this, about the key trends that are here for the future and for the present that we need to work for. So yeah, let me thank to the both of you for this great conversation. Let me thank to the ones at home who stood by till the end to watch this high talk. If you have any question watching this on demand, please be sure to drop it on the comment section of this video, that me, Andre, or even Ricardo will answer all of your questions that you may have. And with that said, stay tuned for more content like this. And yeah, have a nice day. And let's and right now I'm asking Ricardo and Andre, let's get a picture for the thumbnail of this video, so, so everyone can see it. So yeah, that's right. With that said, thank you all,
Thanks.
and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.